the YouTube version of this. Hopefully you are too. Yeah, shit, yeah, we need to. Didn't put up the sun block.
Yep.
Oh.
You can either grab a towel or the sun is moving that way. Pretty soon it'll be probably
so
past.
wait, that's a problem.
Yeah. I can put the quote behind me if you want. Might not be long enough though.
Can you take care of it? Do something?
Okay.
While I try to corral people and see what everybody's saying when they say it. Somehow. I know I do this every week, but some reason, if you ask me how to do it, I wouldn't be able to tell you.
Hi, buddy.
Seal Bones is live. That was 6 days ago.
In fairness, it's like our third time doing the YouTube thing.
Yeah. No. Yep. View channel. There we go. Little tiny thing that says view channel. There we go. Hamby's like, about time, slackers.
Well, you got a nice full view of me here for a minute, which is exactly what I don't like, but that's okay.
Everybody else likes it. So there you go.
Ta-da!
Johnny Luke's. It seems like I know where that is.
Is that where they are?
Yeah. Eating brunch. If you call it lunch, they'll charge you half as much.
It's true.
Call it breakfast, they'll charge you a third. There we go. Ah, Dean is on.
That's not going to do enough, is it?
Dean, I tried doing that thing, but it only, I think you need to be a signed up, like a subscribe thing for it to do the total unhinged package. So I didn't get to experience it, but I did get on and like see what it was all about. It looks hilarious. I didn't even realize that was a thing, so I'm gonna experiment with that a little bit. I've been using other AI sort of things. There you go.
I haven't quite figured out how to have it not hit me in the back of the head.
Yeah, I would have put it vertically, but.
Oh. Yeah, that probably would have been smart.
Yeah,
whatever.
So I usually put it. Sure, why not? Not a subscriber works for him. Okay. Oh, I kept putting it in and it kept telling me that feature was not. Like, it looks like you're trying to do something here, but we're not going to let you, sort of thing. It's like, okay. Maybe it's just me. Doesn't like me.
That was a lot. Ow.
There you go. All right, so now that I've done that, I'm going to go over on the Facebooks.
Am I close enough? Too close, or
Too close for what?
I don't know. Comfort. Your sensibilities. Ooh, are we only on YouTube?
Yep.
Oh my gosh. I wasn't even paying attention to what you were doing.
Yeah, so let's see. I'll put We're Live on YouTube.
Ta-da! That is much better, huh?
Yes, thank you.
Yeah, the only thing I'm not sure about is, can you put a link to YouTube while we're live, or does it only show up afterward? I think it only shows up afterward. But we are currently using my phone for the YouTube, so I can't look. It's all on him.
Well, let me see.
I'm just gonna sit here like the lap of.
There's got to be a
luxury.
link. Maybe somebody can post a link. That's how lame we are. Somebody posted a link to our own YouTube.
Well, if you go to our lives, like there's a section that says lives, and if we're listed in there and you hit the 3 dots, that's how I get the link before to post it afterward. That
won't show up on the.
Okay. And Handy, thank you for the tip on the videos. Yeah, we didn't know that. We've already downloaded a lot of them. Just because, you never know when Facebook's going to just get rid of everything. But, yeah, so we'll go through, and I don't suppose we need, we're talking years of weekly videos. We don't really need all of those up on YouTube.
I've got most of them.
Yeah, but do we need all the old ones out on YouTube? I don't know.
That's going to take a long time to load them up to YouTube.
Time. Well, and the other thing is, because I looked it up on Facebook Help, and they recommend that you download all of your past videos and then upload them onto Facebook as Reels, and then Facebook will keep them long term. However, Reels can only be 90 seconds, so that's not going to work.
Why would they even say that? It doesn't even make any sense.
Well, because a lot of people do very short lives. So if you have a very short live,
that'd be a short-ass live.
Yep. So if you have a short live, you can go through and upload them all as Reels. But that's not us. We're a little too laid back for 90 seconds. A little too much. Oh, so let us know what kind of a week you've had. Ours has been pretty leisurely. We were getting over the last of that cold that just would not go away. I think I finally feel normal now. But it's been, a week and a half trying to get rid of this thing. But at this point, I'm feeling pretty good. A little snuffy here and there, but no big deal. You've still got a cough. At night,
occasionally, yeah.
Mostly at night. I elevated myself. I started sleeping like up on a couple pillows, and that made a big difference in me not coughing at night.
My voice is
it's better.
Not great.
It's better than it was last week, that's for sure. You're not doing the, lock the door and turn the lights down low anymore. What's the other line?
Valerie has a reading in 90 seconds.
Oh, shoot, Val. I didn't see if you sent me a thing. She'd asked me for recommendations for her poetry reading. And her poetry books are sitting, that keepsake box we have in the office in Maine with like each of our dad's jewelry and stuff like that. Her poetry books are in that box because I didn't want them to get ruined on the boat. So, because I only had the one copy books just get destroyed on boats. And I'm like, no, I don't want this to get damaged. So she was going to look and see if she had an electronic copy. And I might have one of them still on my computer. I can't remember if I edited your book on the computer I've got here on the boat or the one before that.
So what does it mean she has a reading?
She has a poetry reading online.
Oh, shit. Well, why didn't we?
I didn't catch that it was this morning. I'm sorry, Val. I thought it was a few days
We
away.
should have been paying more attention to that.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, we should have done our lives so that we were done with it before your reading, so we could watch that. Sorry about that. Yeah, for some reason I was thinking it was later in the week.
Hopefully it'll be something we can retrieve later on.
Hopefully. If not, maybe Val will do a recording of what she read for us and we can post it on our page. Good. Super fan and poet Valerie. I feel very honored that she let me edit one of her books. That was very cool. Plus, I just love that we know a poet.
Reading on 3/9.
3/9. Oh, okay, so it's not today.
No, it says she has a reading in 90 seconds, so I imagine that one's today.
Oh, there must be a different one. I'm so confused. Send me a message, straighten me out, or put it on here, whatever.
Well, she's got a reading, so she can't.
Well, she could send me a message afterwards and straighten me out. Yeah, I remember her saying March 9th, and that's why I was thinking about that. Well, she is very popular. She gets asked to do a lot of things.
Good.
It is good. It's a beautiful day here, sun shining. Obviously, we had to put up extra sunshade. We had some friends come into the Anchorage last night that we haven't seen for a while, that we met at the marina up here. Yep. Aaron and Aaron. They've made their way back. And we're looking to go to Peck Lake here in a few days. I'm not sure exactly when. We got to work that out with our friends, but we've got another boat with 2 people on it. They're going to travel down with us to Peck Lake. I think it's only like an afternoon ride, right?
Peck Lake, yeah. A couple hours.
And it's a very cool spot. You're on the ICW, correct?
Yeah.
And so you anchor on the ICW, but then you go to this little spit of land, and it's like a super short walk, and in a very short amount of time, you're on the other side, and it's oceanside with beach, and it's just beautiful.
Oh, she says no reading today.
Oh, okay. Oh, phew. I was like, I was going to give you a recommendation.
I saw where you posted. Hambies went to Myrtle Beach and saw the Band of Oz.
Oh, that's right. Yeah.
There's a reunion where there's a bunch of older members that had retired from the band.
Oh, that's cool.
We're back.
That's always fun. It's like when we were in Rock Revelation. Once in Rock Revelation, always in Rock Revelation. Arg. A lot of little speedboats out today. Most of them are staying away from us, though. I'm okay with that. So we went in to get water last night, and the marina has no water. A water main broke, so nobody had any water. No showers, no bathrooms, no.
The entire resort, the resort is shut down, but the school is still going. So
you had dormitories full of middle school and high schoolers who had no toilets, no showers. So I'm guessing they got it fixed overnight.
And no food.
Oh yeah, that's right. The cafeteria couldn't produce any food. So I don't expect, as much as they pay for those kids to be there, that water is still off today. But we'll find out, because we were low.
Yeah, we're low.
And we're like, we have to go in and get water today. And they're like, oh yeah, the water's off. We're like, no.
ICW can be narrow, but it can also be really wide too, depending on where you are. At that particular junction, it's actually a little bit wider. That's why it's a thing, so people can anchor out of the channel.
And it's supposedly a really pretty anchorage, pretty quiet. Although I guess it's crazy on the weekend. Like, a lot of boats go down there on the weekend. It's a party spot.
Yeah, it's not that quiet. It's right on the ICW.
But it's everybody talks about how great it is. We haven't been there, so we figured we might as well go check it out.
Wendy's on. She's not at Marco Island today.
Aren't you doing a race today, girl? I think you're doing a race today.
Why don't you race your ass over here on the other coast and see us?
Yeah, I think she's doing like a 3K or a 5K or something like that today.
We're fun over here too, you know.
You can bring your dogs. We'll let you bring your dogs. It would be really good to see you.
She did. She's still alive, she says. So
Yay! Congratulations.
Yeah, people who like do shit like that get up like in the mornings that we
They
don't
get up.
They do all those foolish activities are done pre 11 o'clock.
Oh, way before 11 o'clock. She was probably running at like 8. Yeah. This is the point they're having brunch.
We're on the marina in North Carolina and they did that triathlon.
Oh, that was crazy.
Yeah, by the time I got up around noontime, it was like everybody had gone through already.
Yep, I got up early. If you didn't see that, we put a bunch of stuff on our page. That was wild. It was, what was it? Something like 3,000 triathletes went through there that day.
It was crazy.
That was nuts. It was really fun to watch.
Free alcohol and breakfast after you finish.
Well,
now I might change my mind about that. What kind of race was it? A half marathon, 5K? I don't even know what you did. 10K?
I want to say it was a 5K. Try to pay attention, Wendy.
5K. Oh, and Christina's on. Hi, Christina.
Good morning, Christina. You've been coming up in conversation this week. Hope your ears have been burning.
We're gonna 5K. All right. So you run 5 kilometers, which is something like 30 miles, and you get to eat breakfast and drink alcohol. It's either like 30 miles or 500 yards. I can't remember the conversion rate on that.
Gosh, I honestly can't remember. The sad part is I used to coordinate a 5K for the hospital up in Lincoln. I can't even remember.
Oh, it's like 4 miles, I think.
I was going to say it's a little
3.7.
It's a little bit. Isn't the number normally just
3.1? She says.
Yeah, the number is normally a little lower than the kilometers.
We're making a run for the border. I don't know. We're not prepared to discuss these things, but I think a border breach might be happening this year at some point.
Yeah.
This year.
Yep.
They're by obviously meaning in the summertime because there's no way I'm going over there in the fall or winter.
Oh, we're talking about Canada now. Sorry.
I don't know. What do you think?
I can't see who you're talking to, and you're talking to Wendy and maybe.
Well, I'm talking to everybody. Yeah. I guess you can't see.
Yeah.
We need to have some. You can't see the screen when it pops up.
What we should do now is we should have the pad up here, and I could be on YouTube and looking at the comments.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
Now that we're all fancy and stuff. So you put something on your Facebook page saying come over to YouTube?
I did.
Good. Yay. We'll see how this goes.
Oops. Teleprompter. Yeah. That's what I need to do is spend more money. Jesus Christ. Money's flying out of this boat.
Well, if it was a teleprompter, then they'd be telling us what to say, and that's kind of scary. His Hamby's on this call.
I think he meant we could read the teleprompter, but not necessarily. But we end up saying everything everybody says anyway.
Yeah.
Yeah, I wonder if we could set up the iPad, like when we get the actual camera that we're going to use, set up the iPad on YouTube, but like have it blown up so we could, like for old people.
Well, once we had the camera, we could have, another holder right here with the iPad right in front of us. And we could just kind of scroll through. See my hands down here doing this.
Yeah, but there's nothing there.
Right, so we could have another stand right here.
Oh, Jesus, another stand, okay.
We have to buy a second one anyway, because, the ocean just destroys everything. I mean, it's awesome, but it also destroys everything. So our telescoping, really nice tripod is starting to bite the dust. It's getting all rusty, and the bottom of it doesn't really lock in place anymore. So I need to get a new one, but I'm trying to find one that has both the little screw top for the camera on top And it also has an arm that comes out the side that you can move around that holds your cell phone. And I was surprisingly having a hard time finding one like that when I
Why can't we
looked last week.
They don't make this one anymore?
Nope.
Shit.
Yep. So I'm sure it's out there. I just haven't come across it yet.
Maybe we just keep fixing this one.
I'm sure there's got to be one out there. It just wasn't, I know you wanted exactly that configuration, and I'm trying to find it.
Well, it just makes it convenient because we could mount, the new camera could go on this, and the phone could go on at the same time.
No, it makes a lot of sense. We'll figure it out.
Wendy has some wine. No, just coffee in my coffee today.
Just coffee right now. Coffee. I got coffee and a water going. That's my normal MO in the morning. I always drink a glass of water before I do much of anything else, and coffee starts getting sprinkled in partway through the glass of water.
We do have some Kimura. So he's good in coffee. We don't have any Baileys, but
I keep forgetting we have Kimura. It's like coffee liqueur. It's kind of like just putting more coffee flavor in coffee, but you know what I loved? We need to get again is so I don't do dairy, so I can't have Baileys because anything cream based just kills my stomach. But they make a Baileys based with almond milk that was, in my opinion, just as good as the regular thing, and we should get more of that because that was yummy.
Yeah, that's pretty good.
It was good in hot chocolate too. I have a vegan.
Mike says he's only drinking water.
Yeah.
Just doing a cleanse. You overindulged last night.
All right. I've got a vegan hot chocolate that we get for the boat that doesn't have any dairy in it. That it's really good. It's like a super yummy, and it comes in like mint or regular or caramel.
Coffee Jello. The hell is coffee Jello?
I have no idea.
Jello shot, but it's coffee.
I mean, I guess you could just take coffee and put gelatin in it as well, and it would be like coffee flavored Jello.
Wow.
It seems weird though. Seems really weird. And then I suppose with whipped cream on it would be really good. Never really thought about that before. But back in our grandparents' day, they made everything into Jello. Everything was Jello. Oh my God.
I remember it wasn't even grandparents. It was like in the 70s. They had Jello molds. And it had like fucking vegetables, and like everybody, you'd bring that to a party. It'd be like those weird, look like a thing,
like a fish
you sit on, like when you get hemorrhoids. and it would have like peas and fucking,
you mean like a bundt cake kind of thing?
Carrots and like all sorts of weird shit, just kind of and then they would have like a savory one and a sweet one that would have like fucking like whole grapes and pieces of fruit in gelatin.
Oh yeah.
Ugh.
The grossest one I ever saw was somebody made one, and I still don't know to this day what was in it, but it was a gelatin mold, but it was like cloudy white, and it had olives and some other things in it, and I'm like, oh, gross. Oh my God. But I remember my grandmother, if I ever have a house again, I'm going to do exactly this because I miss this. My grandmother had this amazing pantry cabinet that my grandfather built for her. And what it was about 4 feet across and about 3 feet deep. He put a cabinet in the wall. It wasn't recessed or anything. It came out from the wall maybe about that far. And it was just enough room so that she could stack little boxes of Jello pudding and Jello gelatin in there. And then the entire thing folded down and had like chains on the side so that it would make a big wide surface for her to make biscuits and bread and it was supported, and you had this amazing surface just for baking and preparing stuff that you were doing for food, and then the entire shelf that you were working on folded up against the wall. It was the coolest thing. But she had just rows and rows of seasonings and Jello pudding stored in there, as well as a bunch of tools and other stuff. It was the coolest cabinet. It got ripped out when my mom did the redo of her kitchen in that area, which is absolutely gorgeous. But I missed that cabinet. It was so simple and so perfect.
Oh, he has to go get a semi, assuming he means a truck and not. So he's going to get a semi, and he's leaving it. He has to leave at 3 tomorrow. That's why he's not drinking. Good call. Coffee flavored Jello, unflavored Jello mixed with coffee, eaten with whipped cream, sweetened with sweetened condensed milk. Nip made it.
Well, if Nip made it, I'm sure it was good. I have no doubt whatsoever. It seems odd to me, but if Nip made it, I would try it. Interesting. Yeah, and I suppose if you did them in like little sundae cups, so it was like layered, like the Jello and then the whipped cream, and like, it would probably actually be really good. What would you put in that? Like normally you put things in Jello. I guess little chocolate bits, maybe. I don't know.
Mm.
Or maybe you'd want it all smooth. I don't know. Get me thinking now. I can't remember the last time I actually made Jello. It must have been when the kids were young.
Because it's gross.
I have made it. Kenzie was really into strawberry Jello for a while. I remember making it and having it in the fridge. But I think I only ever put like strawberries in it. Nothing fancy. Ooh, and I used to remember how you used to go to Doug's Shop and Save in Maine, and you'd go into the deli and they would have like little, kind of like the size tubs that you'd get margarine in, like a large amount of margarine, but it would be chopped up red or green Jello in like whipped cream, but it was all mixed together, and you could buy it that way and just eat it out of the container. You remember that?
Do what?
You go into like the regular Shop and Saves that we had in Maine, like the grocery store.
I know the grocery store.
Okay,
That part I got.
And for years and years and years, if you went in the deli, they had like a plastic tub, like the size of a big size margarine thing, that like a country crock size thing, and it would be chopped up little pieces of red or green Jello mixed in with whipped cream, and but then they set it that way. And you'd just take a spoon and eat it out of there.
Fucking gross.
It was really yummy.
Oh my God.
I remember getting that. It's like an indulgence of like this is the weirdest thing to get, but it's so tasty. And I didn't have to make it.
White chocolate coffee with Baileys on Sunday morning. That's decadent.
That is some richness right there.
You're decadent, Wendy.
Wendy can afford some decadence. Wendy's do some decadence.
Yeah.
Plus, she's running those 5Ks. She's burning it off anyway. So I think we're going to borrow our friend's car a little later, and I'm going to hit Joann Fabrics, which is closing down all across the country, but they're having major sales in their stores, and I wanted to go over before they're all cleaned out, see if I can take advantage of a couple things. Probably won't get that much, but and the fabric that I'm going to use for our new bug screens comes today in the mail, so I'll have that.
Going to the marina or Bonnie's?
Come in here. To the marina.
I gotta go to the Guitar Center. I actually kind of convinced myself that I'm just gonna do it myself. I gotta go to Harbor Freight, fine purveyor of luthier tools.
Or like if they go overboard, it doesn't really matter. They're pretty cheap.
No, it's not that. I need I think they have them. I'll check, but the tip cleaners for acetylene torches. I could use that to file out the nut on my guitar, on the G string. They come in different sizes. I think, if I'm remembering everything right, and it's been a long time since I handled those, and I always had a set of them because, you know, Dad owned a welding shop, so I had like a set of the ones that would fold down. I'm assuming they don't cost too much, but.
So, I don't know where Harbor Freight is, but you can drop me off at Joann Fabric and go on a search for that.
Yeah, needle file set would work too if I could find one. Mike Hamby says he has it written. They have it right in the aisle.
In Harbor Freight?
Yep.
Hamby or? Yep.
Geez, I think the comments work way better on YouTube than they do on.
Are they more current?
Yeah.
I feel like on Facebook we get the comment way after we've said something. We're trying to like, what are they referencing? Oh, something we talked about 10 minutes ago. Okay.
Yeah. Facebook seems to be dismantling everything we liked about Facebook, unfortunately, for our lives anyway. So this is a good call.
Absolutely. It might take a while for us to get, you know, as many people on as we had on Facebook. And I think we'll also reach different people over time too.
I don't know if our friends Bill and Val are on, but they were mentioning that they were having trouble commenting
on Facebook,
on YouTube.
Oh,
last time. So I'm going to look into that, and what I'll do is I'll pin a post right at the top with instructions.
There you go.
Make sure your whatever's turned off. I don't know.
We'll get on somebody else's live and figure it out.
I've been on a bunch of YouTube lives, but never really commented that much.
Yep.
But
most importantly, we need to get water today. So we got to find out if the marina has water. And if not, we're probably making a run down to Stewart, which is not the end of the world. It's a beautiful day. But we can go, they have a big long dock there at Sunset Bay Marina where we can go and fuel up and get water really quickly right on a big dock. We prefer most of the time to just go take the cans and bring them in by the dinghy and keep it topped off, but it is not topped off right now. We probably could put 6 in there right now. So
yeah,
that's a lot of jerry cans to move. We know some people that don't even have jerry cans. They just always just go up to the docks. But I feel like we've had a lot of places where if we hadn't had the jerry cans, we would not have gotten water. I'm watching a bug.
Poetry reading on Valerie's YouTube channel. Let us know when, man.
Yeah. Tell everybody so we can all come support you. Well, we got our front hatch all installed. Now I just have to do the wood around it because we had to grind it down a little bit to rebed that.
Sand it, yeah.
To sand it. And now we need to buy gaskets for everything. Because apparently it's the gaskets that are the problem.
Your mother's on too. Hey, Martha.
Good morning, Mom.
Yeah, we, and this is something I'm going to actually bug you about, Mike. See if you have a line on ordering these gaskets. I'll give you the all the pertinent information, and I'm probably gonna be going to West Marine and making a purchase there too. I'll let you know. Let you know what's going on.
We also
and thank you for your help on that, as always.
Yes. And we also need to buy new line for our
dinghy.
davits.
And a new block, apparently.
And
oh my God, I was so pissed. I was so mad. We got home the other night, and I just happened to look down, and I always attach the lines from the davits that go to the boat, go to the dinghy. When we're using the dinghy, I keep them attached to the swim platform, so you can use them as like a handhold, and they don't fly around in the wind and cause damage. Well, I had it attached there, but the little shackle at the end of the block had come undone, and it's almost like somebody had and I know they didn't, but, or maybe they did, but that would be a weird thing, a little bit of weird piece of sabotage. The shackle had been undone, and it was almost as if it had been taken out of the part that goes around the carabiner and set on top with the screw on top of the swim platform
by itself.
And the rest of the shackle, the block was sitting there, and the block was here. The shackle was still attached to the swim platform somehow, without any tension on it. And it was all just laid right out, but it was all apart. And I get up to the friggin', I get up and I'm like, oh my God. I'm like, and I look and I immediately recognize all the parts are there, and I'm like, oh shit. So yeah, if I pick these up carefully, I'm going to be fine. So I get on the swim platform, I reach down, I grab, instead of grabbing the two fucking parts that are like just sitting on the top that could fall in the water and are not attached to anything and would be gone forever, if I had just picked those up separately, put those in my pocket, and then dealt with the rest of it, that would have been fine. But for some fucking reason, I reached down, I grabbed the screw, and I grabbed the shackle part because I was like, ooh, how is that still attached? And I'm like, I start pulling that off. When I did, I knocked the other thing into the water, thereby fucking screwing up the whole operation. I'm just, all I needed to do was pick up those two pieces instead of getting like distracted and being like, oh, wow, shiny, and start fucking, oh my God, I was so mad at myself.
And I was already up in the cockpit, and I hear him go, oh no, oh no.
Oh,
like,
yeah, it was a little more
happened?
fervent than that, and flowery language.
Like, oh no, you did say oh no though. You're like, oh
my God, that made me mad. You know, when you do something stupid and you have no one to blame except for you.
It is really weird how it was all like laid out like that. I mean, I can understand.
It was really weird.
I can understand how it got unscrewed because the way those move with the movement of the boat, and we have them attached.
Oh, I'm always,
I can totally see how over time it would kind of get unscrewed, and loosened.
What's one of my things before I lift the dinghy, I always like make sure, and they're tiny little fucking bolts that go in there, and and I always make sure that those are tight. But how it got undone and then just laid out, and the fact that it was just perfectly laid out, nothing went in the water, and I fucking put it in the water. Oh my God, I'm still mad about that.
So we bought new line because the line that we had in our davit system was getting eaten up by the blocks, but they were supposedly the right size blocks for the right size line.
Oh, it was a shitty line.
But it was not a very expensive line. And so we went with a smaller one that wouldn't get chewed up so much in those blocks, but a higher quality line. And unfortunately, it is too small. I can't grip it. So we went from the two of us on either side hauling on that and bringing the dinghy up every time, to it takes everything in me to get it up. And then I'm like, I don't have the dexterity with my hand problems to like get it onto the cleat with it being as thin of a line as I'm losing it constantly. So I can help get it up, and then he's got to come around and put it on the cleat. So it's a pain in the butt. So we got to get another line to put in there. So I'm sure we'll be buying that too, if not from West Marine, from somewhere else.
That's what I was talking about when I said I had to go to West Marine.
I mean, there's other places to buy good line, but I figured we could probably get a good deal. Thanks.
I don't know if I can get a deal through him on the radio, but we need a new radio too.
Yeah, our radio is just not doing what it's supposed to.
Well, it's doing what it's supposed to most of the time, but most of the time doesn't cut it. Yeah. I needed to do what it needs to do all of the fucking time. And I'm going to switch to a system where we have the main radio down in the cabin and we have a remote mic up here. So getting rid of the radio up here, which I like, but it will still have a radio up here.
Will you still be hearing from a speaker up here, or will be
speaker in the mic set?
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. I was gonna say that's gonna be hard to hear.
It's almost like having a handheld.
Yep.
But it has a big curly wire on it, which is annoying. But I definitely can't afford the ones that are, or don't want to afford the ones that are full wireless.
Can you change the channel from the headset? Okay, so
we can with that one too.
So we can do everything. Oh, okay. So we can do everything that we can currently do, but it'll just be a smaller apparatus.
Yes.
Basically the mouthpiece. Okay.
Yeah, you can do everything, and it has.
Love everything about that.
If you look on that one, that has like a channel switcher and everything. I believe right on.
I've never used that. Yeah, I
never use it either.
Now that you mentioned
because you're standing right there, and the fucking thing's right there, so you don't. You know why? It's an asinine. Why spend that money to do that? It makes no sense.
But yeah, we've had a couple points where like you were trying to hail bridges and they can't hear you, and there's no reason. We're like right there and we can hear them fine, and then you do it again and they can hear you fine. It's like something. It's happened enough times now that we're like, this radio's on its way out.
Well, there's times when I turn it on and it hasn't come on.
Yep.
And
gotta have that radio working. When you need it, you need it.
The radio's not a non-starter. That got to replace the prop too, so that's a fun. I don't know if we've talked about that, but I need to replace the prop. And there's a bunch of things. Like I said, we're actually making plans. I know everybody they're like, what are you guys doing? What are you guys going to be doing? We still don't really know, but we are making plans. We are 75, 80% on board with what we're doing.
I'm about 90% on where we're going to be. I'm about 75% in the logistics of doing it.
I'm 80% on where we're going to be and what we're doing. I'm 50% on how we're going to get there.
Oh, interesting. Interesting.
Yeah, because you know me, I go through phases of like, I don't want to fucking deal with all this. Just fucking. You know what I mean?
You surprised me, Galen. It's good to be surprised.
Oh, yeah. Trust me. I'm doing everything. Every fucking plan we're making is going against every fiber of my being. But
it's good.
When the wind's blowing one direction, you fucking use the wind to go that direction, right?
I love how cryptic we're being.
No, but seriously, if I've learned nothing else doing this, you fucking go with the flow, and you do not try to fight it, because you know what we deal with out here is fundamentals. We don't deal with other people's, we've learned to ignore other people's bullshit. It's like, but the fundamentals, you don't like the wind, the rain, you fucking listen to that shit. And there's,
true that.
And that carries on in life too. And there's some things that are happening. And it's like, go this direction. Okay, we'll go that direction.
Yeah, there's some karmic, like, here's the door. What's your problem?
Yeah.
So it's just, but there's a couple ways we can make going through that door happen. And so I'm thinking we're probably going to make the decision about where we're going to be here in the next week. And then probably within a week or so after that, we will have made the decision of how we're getting there.
Yeah.
Yes.
Maybe. We will. We'll talk to you. Next Sunday we'll have all this shit sorted out. So We'll talk about it then.
My next Sunday, we're getting the goal. We're setting a goal.
Well, we got to do
I like
something.
it. I like it. No, let's do it. Let's get it taken care of. You're always the one that's like, stop talking about it. Make a decision. And I was like, you might not like my decision. And that's been a constant like theme on this journey for us is we'll talk about something way too long. And one thing Galen is really good about is whenever I'm doing a project or I'm planning something or I'm booking gigs or whatever the case is, he's just like, just make a decision and go with it. And he supports me when I've done that. It's just like, yep, you made a decision and we're going with it. Was it the best one? Maybe not, but here we are. So like, how do we make the best of this?
Anyways, Valerie says she loved the old picture of me and you. You look so bad.
God, that picture was so awful.
I mean, the picture is fine. The
I love
picture's
that you
great. The picture's great, and it's great that look back on that. But it's like I hope that I've improved with age.
You have.
Yeah.
I don't know that I have, but I look different. That's for sure. It was a picture of us in. It was after we had sold. I think it was at. Yeah, it would have been. Maybe.
No, you're no.
It's way back, isn't it?
No, it's yeah.
That's
weren't.
The way back.
It was before we bought the house.
You're right.
And you were living out in the. We had just gotten together.
And the only reason I just worked that out of my head is because of your hair, like the different stages of Galen's hair.
I think that might have been. We had a party one night at your place.
Yes, I think it was.
I think it was like around that era, that night.
I think it was. I think it was like a Christmas party. And Dean and Val came, and Val took a picture of us on the couch at this little kind of mini apartment setup that we had on my mom's property, and it was a picture of the two of us on the couch. I recognized it from the paneling and the sconces on the wall, and yeah, so that would have been like in the first year that we were together. Year and a half or so, because I did not stay out there that long. I think within like a year and a half after we got together, we were getting into that house.
Yeah.
We'd already been friends and been in a band together for 3 years before we got together. So once we got together, it was just like, and we're together, next, it wasn't like I don't know. Why waste time?
So what if it was? Who cares?
Yeah.
At the office, yeah. Yeah, that was 25 years ago, that picture.
Wow.
Jesus Christ.
I think we both look better. It could be.
Oh, definitely. Yeah.
We were both definitely heavier. Yep.
Dean sent me new instructions. Cool, I'll check it out.
I appreciate that you sent that, Val. That was really sweet. Just like, I found this picture.
Oh yeah, it was nice. Yeah.
You know what that party was? That party was the night we met Joyce and Claire.
Oh, she came with that?
She came
Is that how we met Joyce?
She came with Dan and Dan Cashman and his wife, Karen. And she and Joy were best friends at the time. And they brought Joy to the party, and that's how I met Joy.
Oh, cool.
Yeah. And now Joy's one of our closest friends, and like we always get together with her when we come back to Maine. And
well, that was like the purpose of that party. It was like we were like, you know what? We like don't have enough friends. Let's friggin'. This is before I got into theater, and we're like, let's invite all of our friends and tell them they can bring their friends, and we'll meet new friends. And that's exactly what we did. So, yeah, it worked out well.
Yeah, that was a nice little shindig. A lot of fun.
Then I started playing in theater pits, and all of a sudden, holy shit!
No shortage of friends.
Oh my god! Very, very fortunate with all the people we've met.
Yeah. Whoa, memory lane. Yay. Well, we get to like the perfect amount of shade right now. It's like everything's turned. The sun has gone to a point where it's like just perfect right here. What?
Christina, ew. people. That is the perfect Christina comment right there. Ew.
Yes, I love that when we're out, because we spend so much time, just the two of us, that sometimes when we go out to do errands and we borrowed a friend's car, or even if we were like somewhere where we're taking a bus system around or an Uber, we have days where we can't wait to get back to the boat. We're just like, it's just too people-y. It's way too people.
Oh my God. Yeah, I remember Jack was there. Yeah, how's Jack doing? Are you talking? I haven't talked to Jack in decades.
I think the last time I messaged him was probably 7 or 8 years ago. Had a quick little exchange with him.
Yeah. Kind of like fell off the face of the earth.
Yeah. It's funny how people drift in and out of your life. It doesn't necessarily mean a bad thing. Just,
No.
Go different directions. And then other people are part of our lives forever. Valerie and I have known each other forever. Feels like, anyway. Our dads were friends too.
Yeah, Valerie says I had no idea. I guess hasn't heard from him either.
Yeah, last I knew he was working at a TV station down in Portland. I think that's the last I knew. Oh, let's see. So projects this week. Oh, talk a little bit about the mixing and some of the stuff that you've been doing.
We've been mixing.
Yeah.
Oh my God, Amy says we're not getting rid of us anytime soon. I know we've tried, but yeah, we love you guys. Mixing is, I don't know. Mixing is to music what fixing the toilet is to boat owners. It's just the worst friggin' job, but somebody's got to do it.
And you really want it done. You want it to be done well.
It needs to get done, but you just put on your gloves, plug your nose, and you go in and so we've got all this stuff is recorded. The problem is, and it's kind of a good problem, right? Because we recorded this stuff, like some of it years ago. I'm a better musician than I was last year. I was way better musician than I was 2 years ago.
We both are.
And that's good because, I mean, every day you see me up here, I practice, if not every day, then at least,
multiple times a week. Anyway.
Yeah. And, at least 6-7 hours a week. I got a guitar or something in my hand I'm playing. So I'll get better just by mistake, just doing that. So I'm listening to this stuff. And I'm like, oh shit. So I have to re-record because I'm like, I can do this is better. This is missing this. So we're going through, and so I'm like putting in, and it's supposed to be like guitar and uke parts and stuff like that I'm fiddling with and putting in. And then like I'm hearing stuff better because now we got the really nice speakers. So I'm like, oh, that is absolute crap. I need to re-EQ all of this. So I basically have to redo everything. And it's just, I just don't want to put crap out there. I think my attitude before was like, let's just get it out there, and get it out there. And it's like, yeah, now I'm like, no, this is representative of what we do. And if it's not, at least, if I don't feel like somebody's going to listen to it on the radio or on like online and be like, get a feeling of who we are and what we do. And I know it's that's a weird thing to say because it's a full band on the full band. It's us, but it's a, you know, it's a full band on the recording, and it's just a duo when they come see us live. But I want them to at least, if not like a literal representation, but just a like, okay, this song is at this level. It sounds good. You know, it's like I want that to be represented. But anyways, kind of rambling. But anyways, yeah, I'm still mixing.
Yeah, the long and the short of it is he's throwing in some new parts. He's you know, it's a very tedious process where he's listening to, you might have 15 takes of exactly what these drums sound like on this section, and you got to pick out which one is absolutely the best. Then mess with the EQ, mess with the timing. You know, you can move things around by minuscule amounts so that it hits at different places, and there's so much. I mean, even like our vocals, and like, oh, this is the best track of you and track of me together doing harmony, but my S hits a split second after yours. You got to move that S so you have the end of the word at the right place. It's just very, very tedious, and you're doing amazing work on it. And then I get to come in and frustrate him because he's doing most of the work on that. And then he'll have me listen and see if I pick out anything else that needs to be addressed. And I generally do, which is great because you have that second pair of ears coming in and fine tuning. But I know it's also frustrating for you. Like, this is the best you know, and then I'm coming in going, move that, no, change that. And I'm sorry, but
no, the problem is like your ears, my ears burn out within like an hour or two of doing that. And I just have to step away. And I have to warm up my ears. It's like a whole, like I go down there and I put on more trop rock. So bands that are around where
our genre,
where we're at, where we want to be at. I'm not putting on like, I'm trying to avoid, you know, putting on like Kenny Chesney or like really polished stuff. I want, you know, stuff that is kind of done really well, but at a budget. Mm-hmm. And I'm listening to that stuff over the speakers, and I'm like just warming up my ears as to what, you know, to listen to. So I do that for like 20 minutes, and then I start doing our stuff, and then I'll have to take a break after like an hour, 2 hours, because it's just I'm too involved in it, and I get too anxious about it, and I have to step back, and then go repeat that whole process again. So it just takes a long time. And there's people, and I get it. I'm not a professional at that, and I get it. The people are professionals at it. You know, my friend Jay, who is like, you know, world-class sound engineer. You know, he can go in and he can listen all friggin' day to things, but he thinks, you know, I'm sure with him it's more mathematical. He knows exactly what tones to listen for and what instruments and where to go. And
or Andrew Clifford,
absolutely.
His mom's Myrna. His mom Myrna is on our calls, on our Cockpit Coffees pretty often. He owns a studio up in Bangor, and some big names have recorded with him, like Pentatonics and some other folks.
You know, people like that can do it all day because they've been trained to do that. It's like I have not been, and I'm just figuring this shit out. But I don't know, we'll get there. I got to work on it. I got to work on it at least an hour or two every day. Well,
you're getting close.
Fucking slow.
You're getting close. And
plus, there's vocals we need to re-record or record.
And then we get sick.
So.
But it's happening. It's happening. And I think when we're done with it, I think it's going to be the right time. I think it's going to be the right time for us to put it out there, and things will be the way we want them to be, and better than if we had hurried and put out something subpar a year and a half ago. So there.
Yeah, Valerie says she's going through basically the same process, editing.
Are you coming out with a new book, Val?
She says making a book reading old stuff.
Ooh.
So she wants your voice, but she knows how to read her stuff. I read old Erica Jong's poetry books for inspiration. I don't know who that is.
I do. Oh, that's cool.
All right, we need to probably get going here pretty soon.
Yeah, find out if there's any water going on over at the resort, and if not, we're probably taking a little sail today.
I don't think we have. Honestly, I'll probably just take the water jug somewhere and fill them up.
Well, we were out here playing music last night, and there was somebody having a party at a house nearby, and I swear they clapped for us when we finished playing, because it was like on perfect timing. There, we just finished like a big jam thing on a certain song out here in the cockpit. We had the amplifier going and everything, and all of a sudden, a whole bunch of people were like, "Yay!" So maybe we just roll up to there and be like, "Hey, man,
No, I'm putting it in.
get any water?"
I'm gonna put it in the car and go to.
Oh,
I know there's water. Bonnie Henry's and fucking fill up the jugs.
That's a good point. We're borrowing a car today anyway, so if we can fit the jugs in there,
take less time than going down to Stewart. And, we got to go over there anyways, pick something up. So
yeah, they've got to have the water on in the next couple of days. They can't expect people to. That's not okay.
I mean, they wouldn't
expensive.
Care if they're catering to those, literally catering for the kids, like every fucking meal.
Yeah, if you joined us late, the marina where we're paying right now to have privileges for showers and water and other things, they had no water yesterday. A water main broke, and so that school with the kids that go there for $70,000 a year, dormitories full of kids can't flush toilets, cafeteria's not open, the marina has no water, no showers at the marina. It's like, ooh, this is bad. This is bad. And we're low on water. But that's okay.
Well, thank God that school was there, because if it was just a marina,
they'd let it. They would
just fucking let it.
Yeah. Yep.
Actually, we say that, but there actually has been they've been doing things over there.
Yeah. Like all the dock carts were rusting out, and all of a sudden we went in a couple days ago. They're all
new ones.
New fire suppression system.
They have all the stuff to fix the holding tank. I mean, the pump out system, but the friggin' EPA regulations are holding it up for like 5 months. It's like, well, that makes sense. I mean, that's totally, the government working against itself right there. It's like the whole idea is like having these facilities so people don't just put their shit in the water. And it's like, yeah, we got all the permits, we got all the equipment to do it. It's like, well, no, we need, we're going to make you wait all this time for this permitting. And it's like, we're not putting in a new system. Doing in the meantime? We're literally replacing the system that was there. It's just nothing's new here. But anyways,
yeah. And the new lounge, they redid the lounge, like
redid the lounge. I mean,
boater hangout lounge. So they've done some nice
craftsmanship
things.
Aside, it was decent.
Yeah, they've done some nice things over there. More than we ever saw when we were staying there on the docks.
Oh, totally.
Way more.
So there's a lot being done. So
that hole in the middle of the concrete docks, they filled that in finally.
Yeah. They put in all new fire hoses, but not where the boat burned, but they put in fire hoses and extinguishers everywhere else.
Except for where that one boat burned.
Except for that one boat caught on fire the other day. So
it's like our expectations are not high. We're not talking about, can you bring a Starbucks in? It's like, can there be fire extinguishers? Can there be water?
It's like interesting. It's like I'm waiting for the next batch of suits to go down there and do their inspections. It's like you see all the charred dock here where the dock was on fire. Do you see any fire suppression around here? Okay, there's your hint right there. Maybe run a fucking hose out here on this part of the dock too.
I'm so glad that's where the boat burned though, because it didn't affect it.
Oh God, yeah.
That way. It's like, woo.
Yeah, and actually it was easy for the fire department to get there.
Yeah.
So that's probably why they don't have they figured the fire department can actually just roll right up there.
Maybe. I don't know. Anyway, thanks for moving over to YouTube with us. Tell your friends. Tell other people to join us. going to try to boost the numbers on here a little bit, and hopefully some people will check us out. But
and subscribe and hit the bell, because we're not. I mean, we'll try to do notifications that we are doing this on Facebook, but I don't know what's going to happen with, as far as Facebook. We try to keep up with all the social media stuff, but
there's some interesting things going on.
Well, let's not count on it. Keep
Sorry,
you hit that bell. You'll get notified when we're doing things. And we were sick the last 2 weeks. It was my plan to do like a live, like two or three lives.
We couldn't sing it all this
and
week.
not like, I mean, this will always be like a long kind of drawn out bullshit thing, because we just want to hang out with our people. But we're gonna do like shorter, like 4 or 5 minute lives during the week too. So
yeah, as soon as we can. I sang a tiny bit yesterday. I think the next 2 or 3 days we'll be back up to being functional. It takes a while for our voices to go back.
I need to do that thing where I start singing and then cough for like fucking 20 minutes. And,
yep, you probably do. Yeah, I'm still dealing with I feel fine, but like last night, my throat was on fire in the middle of the night. It just doesn't go away.
I feel fine. It's just kind of like, and then I'll like, all of a sudden randomly at night, it's like, I'll just cough for like 20 minutes. It's like, what the hell?
I'm there. All right. Thanks so much, guys. Appreciate you hanging out with us. If for some reason you're new to us and our channel, this is Cockpit Coffee, and we do it every Sunday morning, hopefully with more regularity and time than we have in the past now that we're on YouTube. And you can also catch us on Facebook. But please hit that subscribe button like Galen said, because that helps us boost the number of people who can be on here at any given time, and the bell to remind you that we're up and going.
Oh, and also, side note, we are on Blue Sky.
That's right.
We're just kind of throwing shit up. We don't really know what we're doing there yet, but we're just throwing shit out there. And if you want to connect with us on there, great.
Find us under Sail Bums.
Yeah, Sail Bums. All right.
I've not yet learned how to shut this off on YouTube.
Oh,
so that's
either have I. Oh, let's see.
I think it requires you getting really close to the camera and then turning your nose up so everyone can see your nose hairs.
Pretty much, yeah. Oh, my nose hairs are just fucking out of control anyway. Jesus.
Freaking hippie.
Well, that didn't do it. There's an X. Let's hit that.